Uniswap just got a huge 60% pump in one day, everybody. But why did Uniswap pump? Are other decentralized exchange tokens going to pump? And then I'll reveal at the end of the video what exchange token I bought. But folks, if we get right into the news here, you can see Aaron is a dev for the Uniswap Foundation. He's a governance lead, so he's one of the devs here, and he just put out some big news, and everyone is just going to ape. You know what over it. It is, I just proposed a large-scale upgrade to the system, to the Uniswap ecosystem. Specifically, I think we should upgrade Uniswap so its fee mechanism rewards token holders that have staked and delegated their tokens. If we go back to the article here, you can see, they're discussing the features, but folks, I wanted to point something out. Now, it jumped 60% after this proposal was, just initiated by the dev, but not all is well last time they tried this, everybody. This is not the first time Uniswap has, floated out the idea of rewarding the holders of the token. So the exchange has revenue. It gets a little bit off each trade. Uniswap is a decentralized exchange, and it makes a little bit off every single trade that happens in that ecosystem. Well, they wanted to do it last June. Last June, the community turned down a proposal that would have switched on fees for many of the liquidity pools and then distributed a part of the revenue amongst token holders. So they tried to do this in the past, and it failed. But folks, that did not stop the markets from reacting. You just see right there, if I scroll up a little bit, just so you can see, it has been flat forever, and it doesn't even look crazy just on the 24, on the 7-day. Folks, you can go all the way out to the 1-year chart, and this thing looks like it's just a parabolic run-up. Look at the 3-month. We look at the 1 year, you're still seeing it there. And in fact, even on the max, you can see a little bit of a abnormal spike. Looks nothing like the 2021 run-up, though, just, full disclosure. But what other tokens are going to pump, folks? Well, I'll tell you how you can actually identify them yourself. I'm going to give you the tools here. If you scroll down on CoinGecko, you can do the same thing on CoinMarketCap. You'll find at the bottom categories. And if you click on decentralized exchange, it's going to take you to this page right here. Folks, a lot of these exchange tokens have just been pumping despite Bitcoin. Just look at the 24-hour chart there. Despite Bitcoin essentially just kind of heading down, bleeding out slowly and surely, a lot of these coins are just defying the odds and still pumping. Now, you can see Uniswap, 48% right there. I'm going to highlight a couple of them. Orca's up over 10%. Pancake up over 10%. Pangolin is up 200%. Folks, these are all decentralized exchanges. Pangolin is a Avalanche exchange play here. Well, let's just get right into which exchange tokens and what I am using to identify the gems, and then I'll tell you what I'm buying at the end of this video. If we click on DeFi Llama's Avalanche page, this is DeFiLlama.com. You can see this is broken down by total value locked. Well, they have another metric right there with the revenue. And look how low Pangolin is compared to some of its peers. Pangolin is a DEX that is on 4 chains. But if you look, it's the first one that has the category DEXs. And Pangolin just, absolutely melting faces with the 200% pump. But Trader Joe is also an exchange. Trader Joe uses Avalanche, Arbitrum, Binance Smart Chain, and Ethereum. And Joe even got a little bit of a pump here. You can see a nice little 5.4% pump there. But folks, it pumped despite bad news with Avalanche. You can see Avalanche actually went down today. It went down for only about an hour. It was experienced what was called a major outage, according to the official status page. So still, Avalanche DEXs are pumping. So then it makes me think, all right, well, I don't want to get into Avalanche. Ethereum might be a little too diluted. The top exchange already pump. So what are some other coins that I'm looking at? Well, folks, I'm going to look at 2 chains. 2 chains? I'm going to look at Solana, and I'm going to look at Cardano. Now, first, we're going to use the same metric. We're going to go to DeFi Llama. We're going to look at Solana tokens. Then we're going to kind of look at some of the revenue of these DEXs. Now, Jupe is a little bit, too new to have the revenues and the fees lined up. But you can see right here, Jupe, not as high on TVL compared to MarginFi. Definitely not compared to Marinade, but more than Raydium. Now, Jupiter's a new Solana exchange. I want to say it's definitely less than a month. Yeah, we're, how old is it? It looks like, just launched in the beginning of February, end of January there. And it's actually down a little bit. But if you look at the 24-hour, same spike we're seeing with Uniswap and the other tokens there. And if you cut the bottom there, hey, you almost got about a 10% pump. It was 8.11% pump there. But looking at the other DEXs, well, folks, I can't help but think of one of the OG DEXs. And if you look here, it's one of the top DEXs there, and that's Raydium. This is the first of two coins I wanted to highlight for you, folks. Raydium has not pumped, although the other exchange tokens have. You can see a little bit of a pump, but, I don't know if it's Bitcoin being just slightly bearish or, maybe just Jupiter, since it's newer, taking all the attention in the Solana ecosystem. I don't think that many people are going to be pulling up DeFi Llama. I don't think many people are going to be looking at the categories here. I think, if there's going to be quote unquote research, they're probably just pulling up decentralized exchange coins and then, just YOLOing in. Not that there's, when there's a narrative pop, that strategy can make a lot of money, folks. But to me, I like where I'm seeing Raydium at right now. And if we go to the all-time chart, well, it's definitely down from its all-time highs, but, always got to do this. We got to look at market cap relative to token price, and we still see some really good gains. But nowhere near what it would be if they hadn't diluted it slightly. But, good news is over half the token is released. You can see 258 million floating out of the 555. But when you look at price, folks, we were above $15. Right now we're below $1. So you're looking at over a 15x. But if you go by market cap, we're under $250 million, and they barely went above $1 billion. So that 15x very quickly shrinks down to about a 5x. But this is crypto. This is a newer chain. You can see, it launched basically at the hype of Bitcoin there. Bitcoin is topping out around those levels, put in the new all-time high with the second run up there. I think a lot of people are going to be looking at Raydium just because, I've used the site myself as clean UI. I think we're definitely going to set in new all-time highs. As far as market cap, price, I would be very happy if it went to $10. I expect a lot of maybe sell pressure around this channel right there. But now let's go to the second coin, and then I'll reveal the coin, the DEX coin that I bought today, and I'll even show you how much I bought, everybody. And we got to go to Cardano for us to figure that out. All right, we go to Cardano on DeFi Llama. And then you could do the same thing here. You could just scroll and look at all the different DEXs and all the different protocols. Now you see CDP. CDP is a collateralized debt position, and Indigo actually can trade. That was Indigo protocol right there. If we go to Indigo, well, it does have swapping features, but it doesn't fit the decentralized exchange narrative. So I don't know if Indigo is going to pump off this narrative. If we go back to DeFi Llama, and you see here at the very top DEXs, you have MinSwap coming in number one. Now, month over month, it is up 12% as far as total value locked. So it seems like the ecosystem is slowly growing in Cardano. And if we go to MinSwap, the price chart, it also failed to really capture that pump there. If I scroll it, so you can see here, that was a little bit of the pump. It got a little bit of traction off the Unis news, but it's like Bitcoin is too bearish or maybe not enough attention, or people don't even know how to buy MinSwap. And I'll show you how, and I'll show you what I bought here. But if we look at the all-time price chart, folks, it is pretty close to where we've been as far as all-time highs. It looks like it barely got above 4 cents. Never even really got to capture a nickel. Right now, we're at 3.5 cents. But folks, I am long-term bullish on Cardano, and I'm very long-term bullish on Cardano DeFi. Now, we'll check out MinSwap's website in 1 second, but if we go to their Twitter account or their X account, you can see they still have, a lot of communication with the community here. They're working deep in the Cardano ecosystem, working with the different projects. And Cardano is still somewhat of a small pool, so it's like a small school. It's a high school of 50 students versus 500 students. Everyone knows each other, so right now, it's still pretty collaborative. And it's not just me that is bullish on Cardano and Cardano DeFi. You can see Messari also, very, very bullish on this ecosystem. But let's go, enough of the brass tacks here, folks. Now, if we look at MinSwap, you can see, it had a little bit of a pump. This is the 1-year chart, and I just want to compare it to Cardano. Cardano, if you recall, basically teleported from 25 cents to 40 cents, and then it teleported much faster to 40 cents to 60 cents. That it looks like days, but it felt like hours. If we go to MinSwap, you can see a lot of the same pumps there. That was when Cardano went from 25 cents to 40 cents. MinSwap went from a penny and a half all the way to 2.2 cents. Then it went from 2 cents all the way up to 4 cents in the 40 to 66 pump there. Now let's just do quick back of the napkin math. 40 cents to 60 cents, that is a 1.5x. It's a 50% pump. And if you look at MinSwap, when it did a 50% pump, MinSwap did a 100% pump. So MinSwap largely doubled Cardano's pump when Cardano had a pump most recently. Now, I expect Cardano to hit levels, very, very bearish if it only hits $4.20, $5 in that range. A lot of targets for $10 and beyond. I'd be very happy with the $8, $9 Cardano, especially a $10 Cardano. Be pretty happy with the 10x, very happy with the 20x. So if Cardano does a 10x, what do we expect MinSwap to do? Well, folks, I think it's going to be more than a 10x. Now, let me tell you what I bought and how to buy. If you go to MinSwap, it's just app.minswap.org. I want to make sure you use the right one. Don't use Google to find these links. And then, folks, just hit trade, and you could trade your Cardano into MinSwap. You would just type in MIN right here, and then it'll pop up, and boom, you can see I just bought some, folks. We're going to go to orders. I'm going to reveal how much I bought. And folks, I just put in 1,000 Cardano and it netted me 16,000 min. So we're going to be tracking this now. I'm already staking my MinSwap. I have, no plans to sell or to touch that wallet. But to me, this might be a little bit of a spec trade. So I'm going to try to turn this into more than 1,000 Cardano. And meanwhile, let my other MinSwap bags just accumulate and get APR. If you didn't know, you go to earn and farm and stake your MinSwap. And they have all the liquidity pairs right there. So you just scroll down till you find a MinSwap, or you could type it in. And it's the first trading pair, actually. I scrolled right past it, and it has a APR of 17%. So if you stake some Cardano with your MinSwap, you have, say, $100 of each, you would stake $200 worth, you would get 13% APR on your MinSwap and a 3.7 APR on your Cardano, and you get a little bit of reward from trading fees as well. So the majority of my MinSwap is staked, but folks, I bought some today. I'm bullish. I've been a holder for MinSwap for a long time, but seeing the DEXs pump, I'm more of a believer now than ever. Let me know down in the comments below what exchange token is on your radar. I'll put it on mine and I'll give it a look-see, everybody. So I'm DZ for Discover Crypto, and we're going to see you and your exchange tokens at the top.